is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot on my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Important and prescient question forever on this channel. Are you sick of winning? President Trump says you're gonna get so tired of winning that you're gonna scream, I can't take it anymore. I can't take all the winning. And now another corporate media company that lies to you and its viewers and tried to rig the election in 2024, did rig the election in 2020, is having to pay a fortune to President Trump, more money than any of us will probably see in our lifetimes. Paramount agrees to pay $16 million to settle their lawsuit that President Trump brought against 60 Minutes. Oh, baby. What is this? By the way, if you're keeping track, this means that Donald Trump has cleared nearly $40 million in defamation suits from the corporate press, and he's just getting started. Here we go. Paramount Global has agreed to pay President Trump $16 million to end his lawsuit over a 60 Minutes edit interview, a legal tussle that roiled CBS News and spurred high-level departures and threatened to derail the company's hope for sale. Under the terms of the deal, the money was allocated to Trump's future presidential library. Oh, man. It's the same as ABC News. But I'll get to that in just a second. No amount will be paid directly or indirectly to President Trump or Representative Jackson personally. President Trump said in a statement, the settlement will include a release of all claims regarding CBS reporting through the date of the settlement, including the Texas action that threatened defamation action. Paramount decided to buy peace with the president rather than to wage a costly fight to defend 60 Minutes and its journalists in court. The move prompted an outcry by First Amendment experts who denounced the lawsuit as frivolous and as the talks reached an end in Tuesday's settlement shakedown. The company's leaders hoped the settlement would clear a path for the company's sale, isn't that interesting, to Skydance Media, a deal that needs the blessing of the Federal Communications Commission, of course, something you can't get when you are defaming the president. Instead of fast-tracking the review of the proposed Paramount-Skydance merger, the Trump-appointed FCC chairman opened an inquiry into whether the edits of the October 60-minute interview with then Vice President Kamala Harris rose to the level of news distortion. Okay, so this is probably the right time to pause and jog your and my memory as to what CBS did. You may recall that a massive problem for Democrats in the year 2024 was Gaza, the woke, rabid, lunatic, Hamas-supporting terrorist base of the Democrat Party, effectively was pro-terrorist. There's no other way to explain it. They stormed the Capitol. They did every bit of an insurrection. And these kind of things are allowed. They took over campuses. They attacked students. They attacked cops. They broke into buildings. I mean, this was like happening. These encampments were popping up. There were hundreds of them at one point all throughout the country. So the Gaza issue, of course, was a big deal. It's still a big deal, but a huge deal around the election. And the Democrats didn't really know how to handle that live grenade with the pin pulled. So when Kamala Harris was asked about Israel defying her administration, right, because we all know that Joe Biden was retarded, this was her answer. Now, this is her real answer versus the answer that was played. And the reason why I explain that issue is because this was, again, a very sensitive issue for Democrats. Kamala Harris bungling this issue would erode even further her base with the Democrat Party.
Said Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
So wait a second, one answer, she says, the war is going to end and we are going to make it end, says Kamala Harris. It's amazing how President Trump is actually the one who's delivered peace in the region by ending wars. But I digress. That's the answer that was aired. The answer that was aired was it was a relatively strong answer for Kamala Harris. We are going to end this war, says Kamala, with a little bit of word salad thrown in there. The first answer is a literal salad shooter from the Home Shopping Network. Like an 11 p.m. airing of a commercial on the Home Shopping Network for a salad shooter that lasts 35 minutes. It is nonsensical. It means nothing. And it's embarrassing. And Kamala Harris is embarrassed by it. That's why Kamala Harris does that funny neck thing. She always goes like that when she doesn't know what she's talking about. Simple Jack. So that was the edit. It was like clearly edited, and it was obvious that they took a piece from a different answer and then inserted it in there. Okay. So anyway, that's what the lawsuit's over. And you can't do that. And I know that this gets a little nerdy, but why not lean in here? The reason you can't do that is because CBS is a publicly traded, publicly broadcast organization that is grandfathered into all of these massive goodies that are given to it by the federal government. These broadcast licenses are worth billions and billions of dollars. They get to broadcast for free straight into your TV. Fox News doesn't get to do that. CNN doesn't get to do that. I don't get to do that. All the rest of us have to fight for the scraps. But CBS and NBC and ABC get these lavish licenses bestowed upon them. Why? Because way back in the day, 100 years ago, these organs were created, many would say by the federal government, and were headed by old CIA operatives, right? And old, like, creepy intel spooks. And the point was that they could then control the masses by the government having this partnership with these big news companies under the illusion that it wasn't state media. Anyway, that's where it comes from. But there was something written into that stands to this day, which is that you're not allowed to show preference for a political party. You're not allowed to try and manipulate or influence the public. And you have to broadcast in, and this is the exact words, the public interest. That's not in the public interest. The public interest isn't changing Kamala Harris's garbage answer into an okay answer. So that is why the lawsuit exists, and that is why Trump is getting $16 million. All right. Trump demanded $20 billion because it caused Trump mental anguish. Yep. All right. Trump has long maintained that 60 Minutes interview was edited to make Harris look smarter and boost her November election chances. Yes, it was. Demonstrably. All right. But now it's done. And another W for President Trump. The result of the agreement of the lawsuit could reach north of $30 million, with $16 million up front. Look at that. Wow. That's wild. It could reach up to $30 million by the time it's finally negotiated. Trump was seeking $20 billion. Okay. Goodness gracious. $30 million. That's on top of the $15 million ABC paid. So I need to, rework this. He's also suing the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, CNN. President Trump is suing everyone. So Donald Trump may well end up with $100 million from the corporate media here. This is all of the news, ladies and gentlemen, across my feed being widely reported. CBS may well be close to a $30 million actual settlement. The fact that national media networks keep settling lawsuits before discovery can happen should be a huge giant tell about what's actually going on inside of their industry. This is now north of $45 million that President Trump will have in the bank from the corporate media. This is ABC settling for $15 million right after the 2024 election, December 16th. ABC News says, "Yep, we're guilty." They had to admit that they're guilty. Effectively, Trump also suing CNN. CBS staff, of course, have all rage quit. Good for you. No one will miss you. Nobody likes you. Oh, Meta agreed to pay $25 million. I just forgot about that. I forgot about the $25 million that Meta has already paid, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Well done. Where's the apology? Which media companies has Donald Trump sued? Here we go. Des Moines Register. Donald Trump refiled that lawsuit. That's ongoing. ABC News. He won. CBS News. He won. Or he got settled. Massive settlements. Simon & Schuster, still ongoing. CNN, big line defamation suit, still ongoing. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump celebrating. Fake news doesn't pay. Go woke, go broke. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important to know your facts. It's also important to deliver truth. That's why this channel is ascendant, and you should join it. Please. It's your boy Benny. See ya.